Hey there, Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm Project. Anyway, coming to you from the van. Anyway, I had to get some business done this morning so that I could focus in on talking about a couple different things. So, this video is about the HAARP electronic attacks. I think everybody feels them differently. And once they have your personal, brainwave patterning, which they can get from a cell phone app these days. So, corrupt dentists, corrupt doctors, nurses, cops, gang stalking bystanders who do gang stalking related stuff for the bad guys. To kind of get control over you. So, anyway, so I really started having, I've had gang stalking problems like my entire life, kidnappings and all kinds of other crazy stuff. And always at the core of it, my real dad, they spent a lot of time trying to, kidnap, because they wanted him in these, remote viewing programs. And so that's why I never really got to spend time with my real dad like my whole life. I mean, he was like in constant hiding from the government until he died. And that was like in October, and I got a call and I went to Spokane and dealt with it all. But, I'm not so sure the whole thing wasn't a setup. The whole thing was like so bizarre. And then my mom, they handled my mom early on, and she was put in a mental hospital and given electroshock therapy for like 4 months until she was completely, non-recognizable. When she was 18 years old, she was handled and taken away from her family and taken clear across the United States and put in a mental hospital and basically electrocuted to death, which is one of their techniques. They don't really like when you start to wake up, and it turns out, electroshock therapy works really well so that you can forget who and what you are and, be compliant. Kind of really, they also use it in the Heaven Experience, just so you know. They use an electronic form of, memory loss, so that they can shove you back in here. So I just want to tell you about the first time that I had electronic attacks were when I was taking care of and living on Indian trust land, and I was taking care of the property and kind of the ceremonial area and stuff like that. And it's when it first started, and I'd get a headache, and then I would see holographic images, and depending on the state I was in, it would target the left or the right side of my brain. So it would be weird, there'd be these zigzag holographic circles, and just the way that they waved and morphed, and they would get so strong. They still get pretty strong, but I'd vomit or something like that, and it would just stop me in my tracks for the whole day. And I would get pain, physical pain, and most of the physical pain shows up kind of in the left side or the right side, because most of the time my left hemisphere is attacked. But depending, like I said, where I'm at. So the first showed up while I was on Indian land, and I realized, the Indians are being targeted with this kind of stuff. And it's interesting because I thought maybe they were headache related. And, the medical community has put stuff out about, seeing these rainbow zigzag patterns as part of migraine headaches, because it's pretty common. And so I'm here to tell you that it's not. you know, people just go, oh, well, it must be having migraines. Anyway, it's actually from electronic signals being sent to your brain. So in these applications and stuff like that, they can actually pick up your brainwave activity. And so, for example, my dog's being bad. Because people are getting too close to the van while I'm doing this video, so she's all like telling them, you know, back off. But people don't get it. People are asleep. They'll literally like walk past your car and bump into it, and then be like freaked out because your dog is like attacking the window. It's like, I mean, what the hell is wrong with people? They're all like under mind control, androids, you know. Anyway, so they started like about 3.5 years ago, and they're not as bad as they used to be. I think I can handle them a little bit better, but they are difficult to rise above. Like, you know, I can't drive a car because once the ripply holographic stuff starts, like, I can't see really well past it to keep working or whatever else. So sometimes I have to stop and I have to like back off and do some stretching, go lay on the earth, kind of like stop the signal, you know, go do something else for a while. But the last 4 days, I haven't slept through the night. I keep waking up. I have a lot of physical pain in my back and neck and hips. And every morning, you know, when I'm getting up, they're sending out the electronic attack. So automatically, as soon as I get up, I'm having the holographic, you know, zigzag crap going on. You know, so I have to shake it off. Anyway, just letting you guys know that it's happening to you. It's not coming from in you or anything that you have going on. And they can traffic these signals through lots of different ways. Satellite, they can traffic them through certain Wi-Fi. This is the other thing too that's really interesting, is it's more easier to traffic through Wi-Fi than it is from cell phone data, right? Because I have a hotspot data. If I'm on my computers and stuff like that, using that, like the tablet right now, I've noticed like I have way less chance of electronic attack. If I have Wi-Fi and I'm using someone else's Wi-Fi, man, it's like almost like immediate. So there's some kind of difference in your settings, right? And what kind of Wi-Fi type stuff you're using. So they can send like through satellite, through, you know, into Wi-Fi, smart meters, they can send these attacks. So once they figure out, and smart meters can pick up your brainwave pattern, and they prefer to pick up your brainwave. So everybody's brainwave pattern is like a fingerprint, like it's unusual and significant. And yeah, in the family, your family genetically, you may run kind of some of the same patterns. But for the most part, they can signal you out and send, once they have your brainwave pattern. So they have cell phone apps and tablet apps, and they use a lot of these bystander gang stalker people, you know, to get close to you. Like they'll be like, okay, Jog Off is at Starbucks coffee using Wi-Fi, get over there. And then all they have to do is come and stand within, you know, a distance, and the whole time you're there, they can just get a sample of your brainwave activity, and it's stored on the application. So, like I said, bad cops, bad doctors, bad dentist, all these different people can collect this information, and then once it's in a database, they can actually use it against you. So they don't need chips anymore. They don't really need to chip you. They can find out where you're at. They can signal and target you through multiple mediums, Wi-Fi, because all they have to do is send out the signal for your particular brainwave patterning. And they really like to get you nuts. And they really like to pick up your crazy lady, brainwave pattern, because how you deal with stress or don't deal with stress really gives you a super individualistic fingerprint. So anyway, I just sent out some emails this morning to different people about the attacks going on. And I have a friend of mine who's been through 4 brand new cell phones because his cell phones are being attacked in the way where they're turning off the volume. So, and they can't get it, even the phone store can't fix the problem. I mean, he's on number 4 in 3 months. So they literally target the volume. So he can't hear the people on the other side, and the other side of the people can't hear him. So he's like on number 4 now. So a lot of electronic devices are being attacked right now. So because there's not a lot of ability to physically attack all of us who are awake, we're being electronically attacked. So I just kind of want to talk to you briefly kind of about how those electronic attacks kind of affect me, and how I kind of grew through them. And, I do not go to doctors at all. Yeah, I won't even go to a chiropractor anymore because, they're so mainstream. And any of them that are accepting insurance, anybody who accepts insurance is working for the dark side. So they will do whatever is necessary, right? Like even bad dentists, like they're putting like chips and stuff into have been since mercury amalgam started. They use it as a way to put chips in the teeth. So, old school tracking devices. People wonder why they have all these electrical charges in their mouth all the time. Or you have some gold and mercury metal amalgams, and they, create sparks. And, you have some, obviously those kinds of metals, will create charges, but you also have chips in there. So you have constant electronic current, like by satellite. So, it can cause cancer and, all kinds of stuff, especially because you're getting a signal, a micro radiation signal, because that's how they use it. Your cell phones and Wi-Fi, microwave radiation, that is not in a box, right? So it's cooking you slowly. And all the signals, smart meters, everything are electronic, it's microwave radiation. So it causes cancer and causes a whole host of all kinds of other serious problems, thyroid problems, sleep disorders, neurotic behavior, can cause hallucinations, panic attacks. Radiation really is hard on connective tissue and your organs. So anyway, just wanted to talk to you a little bit about electronic attack, and how I get electronically attacked. And like I said, I just drop everything I'm doing and go do something else. I'll go do some magical passes and forms to kind of, break free of whatever's going on and radically change my brainwave pattern. Because if I get stressed out about it and I get upset about it and I start freaking out, it gets worse because I've opened myself up to the signal, right? Because they like when your brain is really stressed out, because they can really zoom that signal right in there. So I try to go do other things like, you know, meditate, go lay on the earth, go lay out in the sunshine, do some gratitude prayer work, work with grandfather son, do some, you know, different types of magical pass work, shamanism type movement to kind of release the fatigue and tension out of my body that's being created by the electronic attack. And I just keep at it until it's stable. So, until I'm stable, and then I can come back to whatever I was doing. So, and get myself downgraded, you know, to calm and peaceful, right? And just try really hard not to stress out. All right, anyway, Bridget-Lynn Dolgoff, Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm YouTube project. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.